Assalamu alaikum and greetings to you all. Thank you for coming. What I'm going to say, following what I'm going to say, is not something that I've been paid to say. It's something that's truly going to be coming out of my heart. So the first thing, I guess, about Saturday school, it gave me some of the best role models you could ask for. So the Saturday school teachers were not just people who were successful in their respective careers, whether it was the corporate world or banking or law. They were also role models in terms of religion. So they were people who managed to balance the demands of the working life and the demands of being. I guess just to wrap up what Saturday school teachers do give to their students. First, they unlock that potential from within. And a lot of students people who are from really deprived social, economic background, they give them that vision to dare to dream, to dare to be big, to not be mediocre and not to be stifled by your circumstances. And that is one of the most powerful things you can give to a child and to give to a teenager.
So I went to Saturday school when I was about 14 and left around about 18. And one of the things I was telling Arsalan earlier is how I used to take 3 buses to get there from North London with Sophia's family as well, which for me sort of shows the pure dedication, how much I loved going there. And as Salahuddin was saying, the teachers for me were real role models, especially at the beginning when you're 14 and 15, because when you're at school, your teachers are just teachers, but when you were able to go to Saturday school, you could really meet young professionals, and it gave you an insight to that working world. And especially for me, because I was the eldest in my family and the first to go to university, there was no one I could sort of talk to about that. And what I also really liked was, which I loved going, and Shema used to run them as well, was Islamic Studies. And for me, that was really, really beautiful, because I remember it was an opportunity where students could come together and have such an open, healthy discussion about Islamic issues, especially when you're like around those teenage years and people are starting to ask you questions about your religion. And so it all gave you a platform where you could just throw out all these questions and have these discussions amongst your teachers, but also amongst your peers. And just to have an opportunity, a place of gathering, I think that's really, really important as a development for young adolescents. And I would completely agree with Salahuddin. Inshallah, when I finish my Masters in the Netherlands and I could come back to London, I would definitely come back and teach, because just the opportunity to have that relationship with the children, really, it does more than what you think, because we all look up to you in this way, and you really are role models to these children, and they sort of admire you in that way, and you sort of set a pathway up for them. So I would love to be able to give that back to a child, absolutely.
But I wasn't ready to leave the school yet, basically, because it kind of becomes like a family. Like, I'd been there for so long, it's like I grew up, and like a lot of the teachers that are here have seen me grow up, which is a bit weird. But it's basically becomes like a family. And so when I went back there to teach, at first I was just a bit like, okay, wow, a few months ago I was the one sitting on the table, and now I'm in the canteen with the teachers at lunchtime. And then it would just be all of everyone else who's still studying, they'd be like, oh, so what's going on, what are the teachers saying, blah, blah. I'm just like, oh, well. And that's one thing I really felt, whilst I was there as a student and a teacher, having that extra support, and because the classes aren't as big as a standard school and you've got the extra help there, it means you can really help out the students that struggle and that maybe would otherwise in their normal schools would get ignored. But at Saturday school, because you're already exposed to your teachers who are from a range of different professions, and then they bring in other people from different professions, so you just get to have the opportunity to meet so many different people that you wouldn't otherwise meet at that age. And it just opens your mind up to what is out there for you, so that from a young age you're already thinking, I don't have to go down these generic pathways that everyone tells you to go down. I can think outside the box and do what I actually really want to do. And they help you along with that. So thank you to the City Cycle Saturday School.